for the first question here, you're required to identify the highest temperature recorded in Scott base. Okay, so from the lowest temperature, you add 63.8, you should get the results as 6.8 Celsius. For question 2, pretty straightforward, just key in your calculator. After correcting your answer into 3 significant figures, you should get the results as 7.60. As for next one, simply multiply your a into both of the variables inside the bracket. You should get a to the power of 4 plus 3a. As for next part, for question 4, a intersect with b and everything other than that. So the part that I shade off should be as above. Question 5, 5-minute mode. Okay, the things that are repeating here is 23 because it appeared twice. Give a reason that mean would be an unsuitable average to use. Reason being is that there's a extreme value of 96 there. So when you include that and run the calculation, it will pull up your mean towards somewhere around the range of 30 something to 40 something, just because the presence of 96. So question 6 here, find the sector angle for children who walk to school. So those who walk is actually 12. Divide by the total, which is 12 plus 7 plus 9 plus 4, and multiply it by 360, which is the total angle of a circle. You should get your final results as 135. As for next part, Rashid charges 30,000 rupees to dollar when exchange rate is 1 equals to 68.14 rupees. So it's 30,000 divided by 68.14, correcting your answer to 3 significant figures. It should be $440. As for next part, based on the alternate angle, okay, your bearing of B from P should be 180 plus 102. Okay, the 180 is because I drew down a straight line over there. So your final result should be 282. Question 9. Okay, so first thing that I did there was to multiply 2 to both sides so that I can get rid of the denominator of 2. Okay, so now you have x minus 26 more than 24 plus 6x. After the rearrangement, you should get x less than negative 10 as your final results. As for question 10, okay, recurring decimal, so x equals to 0.67777. The dot on top of 7 indicates that it is repeating. Okay, so 10x equals to 6.777. So the difference between these will get you 9x and 6.1. So 6.1 divided by 9, you should get a result as 61 over 90. As for question 11, first I changed the mixed number at the front into improper fraction by taking 3 times 8 plus 5. You should get 29 over 8 minus the improper fraction at the back is 1 times 3 plus 2, which is 5. So I make their denominator the same, which is 24. So the first fraction there, I multiplied 3 into numerator and denominator. And for the next fraction, I multiplied 8 to both the numerator and denominator. My final result should be 47 over 24, which translates into 123 over 24. Question 12 here, okay, key things to take note is that they gave you an interior angle of 176, which indicates the exterior is 4 after you draw a straight line which form a 180 degree. So the exterior angle formula is 360 divided by n equals to 4. So your n is actually 90 sides after the calculation. Question 13, keyword here mathematically similar, and when you see the keyword of capacity, since I'm using the comparison method, I'm required to cube root the results. Okay, so I cross multiply and I cube the final answer. It should be 0.352 liters, which translates into 352 milliliters. Question 14, keyword here is perpendicular. Okay, so you're required to identify both of their gradient, multiply it out, and it should turn out to be -1. So from the equation 1, after the rearrangement, I get my gradient as 5/4. For the equation 2, after the rearrangement, I get it as -4/5. So when these two multiply to each other, you should get -1, which proves that the lines are perpendicular to each other. Question 15. Okay, in terms of X and Y, the total cost is $1 of magazine and the cards. So 2.45 times X plus 3.15 times Y should be the expression. So 8 magazine, so 2.45 times 8 plus 3.15 times Y equals to 60.55. After the rearrangement and calculation, your Y should be 13. As for question 16 here, as per usual, I draw down the horizontal and vertical line first. So we have Y less than equals to 5. Okay, so I draw a straight solid line over there and I indicate that they are referring to the bottom part. The next one, okay, I rearrange the formula into 2x plus y equals to 6. So you will have, when y equals to 0, your x is actually 3. And when your x is 0, your y is 6. So I drew down the line over there. Okay, and the part they are referring to is more than, hence it's towards the right hand corner. Okay, so for the last line, we have y more than equals to x plus 1. Okay, so this one I set down when x equals to 0 and x equals to 1. The respective y coordinates will be 1 and 2. So after I drew it out, okay, it is more than as well. So the region they're referring to is at the center, and the rest you're required to shade it off. Question 17, equidistance from PQ and QR. Okay, so basically you're required to split PQR into half. So I use the same arc, I draw the intersection. So from the intersection, I draw another arc again on both of the intersection to identify the line. Okay, so 13 meters from R. Okay, you take 13 divided by 2, which is 6.5 cm. Then I label down the line. Construct the position of the bird table. So this thing that I drew here might not be accurate because of the scale of the printing. So I don't actually know the exact answer. Okay. However, the intersection between the equidistance of PQ, angle PQR, and the arc should be where the bird table lies. Question 18, taking a driving test. First attempt passes is 0.6. If it's failed, it's 0.45. Okay. So if it's failed, the second attempt for him to pass is 0.75. For it to fail again is 0.25. These are the information that I gotten from the question. So they wanted to pass us the test at the second attempt. So we first failed it, which is 0.4, followed by a pass, which is 0.75. So the probability of it is 0.3. As for section B, it takes no more than 3 attempts to pass the driving test. So the total probability here is 1. Okay, and I minus off the condition where he failed more than 3 times because they mention about no more than. So fail multiplied by fail multiplied by fail. Okay, the difference here is 0.975. As for question 19, finding angle AOB. Okay, so this one here, OA equals to OB. Okay, so AOB is a isosceles triangle. So 180 minus 2x minus 2x, you should get AOB as 180 minus 4x. As for ACB, okay, this one is actually using the circle theorem, where angle at the center is actually twice the value of angle at the circumference. So we are comparing AOB with ACB now. So ACB is actually half of AOB, which turned out to be 90 minus 2x. Finding angle of DAB. So DAB plus DCB equals to 180. Reason being that it is cyclic quadrilateral. So DAB plus x plus 90 minus 2x equals to 180. Okay, after the calculation, your DAB is actually 90 plus x. So don't get confused by the 2x that was present over there, because you are looking at the angle as a whole, not the specific part. As for question 20, factorize it. So the things that's repeating at the first two variables at the front is actually 3y. So after extracting 3y, I left a balance of 6 minus 8. As for the variables at the back, after I extracted 2x, I left a balance of 6 minus a as well at the back. So since 6 minus a is repeating, I've extracted them both out and I left a balance of 3y plus 2x. If you couldn't digest this, I actually set a easier combination at the sides. You can just refer to it and understand why did I write my answer this way. As for section B, key thing to take note is that we will be using a minus b bracket square here. According to the formula, we should expand into a plus b and a minus b. So I extracted 3 from both of it. I get a 3 bracket x squared minus 16y squared. 16 is actually 4 squared. Hence, I further expand this into 3 bracket x plus 4y, x minus 4y. As for question 21, this is indices question. So since the base is the same, which is 3, so I get 3 negative 2 plus x equals to 3 to the power 4. So 3 to the power 4 is actually a range from 81. So now, since the base is the same on both sides, we just look at the power section. So the power section there, we have negative 2 plus x equals to 4. X equals to 4 plus 2, which is 6. For section B, first thing that I did was to get rid of the negative. So I get 1 over cube root of x equals to 32 over x squared. Cross multiply them, okay, rearrange it, then you will get x to the power of 503 equals to 32. Okay, so to get your final answer, I'm required to get rid of the 5 over 3 there. Hence, I put a root of 5 with a power of 3. So your final result should turn out to be 8. The details working has been attached at the side. Question 22, this one is the matrix section. However, this particular part has been removed for 2020 onwards syllabus. So if you are unable to solve this, no worries. Okay, but if you still want to learn it, you can just refer to my working and get it sorted out. For last part, question 23, by drawing a suitable tangent on the graph, estimate the gradient at the curve t equals to 24. So to draw the tangent line, you must make sure the curve and the line you have drawn must have same distance of both the left hand side and right hand side. So I roughly draw it out and I gotten two coordinates here, which is 24, 1.5 and 23. Substitute into the gradient formula, I get my final results as negative 0.375. So section B, what does this gradient represent? So the gradient will represent either acceleration or deceleration based on the final value we have gotten. If it's negative, then it's hinting deceleration. If it's positive, means it is acceleration. Work out the distance traveled by the train when it is traveled at a constant speed. So it is a speed time graph here. So the area of the constant part, which is a rectangle over there, we have 4 being multiplied to 22 minus 5. So the final result should be 68 kilometers. So this is pretty much it for paper 22. I hope you find it helpful. If you have friends that are struggling to solve this paper, feel free to share this video to them. And I wish you all the best in your upcoming examination. Thank you.